They say that inside every problem, there's a huge opportunity waiting. Today's story is about exactly that, how to turn the things that block your way into the very steps that lead to success. Once upon a time, there was a king who was incredibly smart and always looked ahead. He knew that a nation isn't just strong because of its army or its money. Real strength comes from the mindset of its people, their grind, and their will to push through hard times. So, to teach his sons a powerful life lesson, he came up with a plan. One morning, he told his soldiers, "Put a massive boulder right in the middle of the main road. I want to see how people handle this problem." Just as the king asked, the soldiers placed a huge stone in the middle of the road and left. The king and his sons then hid up in a high tower where they could watch everything unfold. First, some of the king's wealthy courtiers came by in their fancy carriages, looking all important. But the moment they saw the rock, they stopped. Immediately, they started yelling, "What is wrong with this king? He can't even keep the roads clear." They complained and showed a totally negative attitude, but not one of them tried to push the stone. They just went around it, annoyed. A little later, a group of travelers walked by, tired from a long day. They stopped at the stone, looked at each other, and said, "Maybe God is testing us." They prayed for a bit, talked about it, and then just walked around it with a smile. The stone, however, stayed right where it was. Then came a brave warrior, the king's most trusted knight. He was honest and responsible. When he saw the boulder, he thought, "This is dangerous." He didn't waste a second. He rode off to warn the king. He was doing his duty, sure, but he didn't actually take the initiative to move the rock himself. Hours passed. People came and went. Some cursed, some prayed, and others just blamed someone else, but nobody touched the stone. The sun started to set, and it was getting dark. Finally, a regular farmer came down the road. He was exhausted, sweating, and carrying a heavy load on his back. But when he saw the obstacle, he stopped and took a deep breath. He thought, "If I don't move this, someone's going to get hurt tomorrow. The king can't be everywhere. We have to take some personal responsibility too." He set his load down and started pushing the boulder. He was sweating, breathing hard, and his muscles were shaking, but he didn't quit. With one final shove, he managed to roll the stone off the road. That's when he saw something strange. Right where the rock had been sitting was a leather bag filled with sparkling gold coins. The farmer was in shock. He looked around, unable to believe his luck. At that moment, the king and his sons stepped out from the tower. The king smiled and said, "That gold is yours. You earned it. You were the only one who saw a problem and actually fixed it. That is the secret to success I wanted my sons to see." The king turned to his sons and said, "Remember this. Obstacles aren't here to stop you. They're here to show you a new path. Every challenge creates an opportunity. When we overcome these obstacles, we get stronger. We move forward and earn real respect." The sons stood there in silence. They realized this was wisdom you can't just learn from a book. If this story inspired you, please don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment. Your support really helps me out. Thanks for the love, and I'll catch you in the next story.